Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jaden, and today I'm going to be telling you about my favorite books of 2025. The first one I'm starting off with is Hikari. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right. You'll see right here. And this is a story, like a retelling of Hikari, and it's told in verse. And I finished this book really quickly. I really love this book. A lot of the retelling or books that have Hikari in them that I've read don't go into a good understanding or show how Hikari became who she is. And I think this book did a really good job of it, and I got to know more of her as a character. It was also told in verse, and I love when books are told in verse because they go by really quickly for me. I'm so excited from this book that I'm excited to read the sequel that's supposed to come out sometime next year. And I just really loved this book and what it meant, and I finished it really fast too. After that, my ninth favorite was Plus Size Player. And this is actually the second one in the series, but you don't have to read them in order to know what's going on. And I just remember really enjoying this book. There's a lot of sex in it. But other than that, I really loved the main character and how she's going through life and trying to figure out the best love interest for herself and trying to find someone to love, because she has a man for every situation. She has one for sex, one for adventure, one for ABCDFG, and I think one main guy she finds is slowly filling all of her boxes. And I just remember having a really fun time while reading this book. And so much that I decided to read the first one. The first one wasn't as good as the second one, but I remember really enjoying the second one. Number 8 is Daredevil, A Man Without Fear. And this is just a cute comic talking about the origins of Daredevil, how Matt Murdock became him. It's a really short read. It's a comic book. But I just remember just really loving this comic, and it's a good encompass of who Daredevil is, especially since I'm a huge fan of Daredevil. You can't see. I'll talk about more Marvel related books as this video continues. But it was just really good. And it's a good introduction of who Daredevil is and how he came to be. After that, my seventh favorite was Breaking Down the Darkness, Jessica Jones book. And so this is a story about Jessica Jones, who I also love because of the Marvel Netflix shows. And this was written by Lisa Jewell, and I really like Lisa Jewell. And it's just good encompass of who Jessica Jones is, and has different cameos from different other Marvel characters. And the story was really great too. It has Jessica go to London to figure out something going on with this girl, and just the whole mystery behind it. Some of it was supernatural, but other than that, it worked really well. And I really love Jessica. I could totally see when I was reading it. I had Kristen Reeder, who plays Jessica Jones in the show, be the voice for me, and it was just great. And there was cameos from other characters, so Daredevil and Iron Fist and Luke Cage, and it was just a great encompass of all those characters. The sequel is coming out supposedly next year. I thought it was supposed to come out this year, but it's next year, and that has to do with Daredevil. And I think another one is about Luke Cage, and I'm really excited about those books. Number 6, I have Inedible Fate, and this one I remember reading in a day. The book felt thick, but it was really good. It had to do with some mythology, but not a lot that it felt like a retelling. It was just a good mix of mythology. If you had seen my review of this book, it reminded me of the Disney Villain series, the YA series, and with a mix of season 5 of DC Legends of Tomorrow. Just how those seasons turn out, or that book series turn out, just give a good encompass of what this book is about. And I just really fell in love with this book. I think I finished it in a day because it was so good, and it just drew me in, especially with the characters. It was just so good. Number 5, I have Children of Jocasta. This is a retelling of Oedipus. So Oedipus is the Greek mythology character who ends up killing his dad and then marrying his mom. And so this is told through Jocasta POV and her daughter later down the line. And I really love this book. I've read from Natalie Hayes before, and I really love her writing, and this is my favorite one of hers so far. It just kept me on my toes, because I never knew if this was like an actual retelling of Oedipus or if she was doing her own thing with it. And even at the end, I'm like, is what happened really happened like in the story, or is this its own twist on things? And I really love that, because I'm still guessing. I'm like, okay, did Oedipus actually kill his dad? Did he actually marry his mom? And it's like, it has its own twist on it. Because if you know the story, what happens, you'll think, oh, some other people are going to die, and they don't die. And it's just, it was so good. I really enjoyed this book a lot, more than I thought I was going to, and it was just so good. Number 4 for me was The Girl with the Star in Her Eyes. And this one has surprised me, because I had kind of low expectations for it. And I'm like, I remember getting it at the library because it like struck out to me. And I'm like, okay, this might have some romance in it. It did have some romance in it. I had a couple sex scenes. One of them wasn't necessary, but the other one was like, dang, this is a really good sex scene. And I really enjoyed The Girl with the Star in Her Eyes. Like, supposedly there's a sequel to it, but my library doesn't have it. But I just really enjoyed that book. It was so good. I loved the characters, what they stood for. I loved the main character's journey throughout. It was just so good. I loved it a lot more than I thought I was going to, because it was that good. Number 3 I have as Praise. So I had Praise, but I lent it out like a couple days ago to a friend, so we're just going to use the back of Mercy. So it's Praise, and this one's about male dom and a female sub. And I only started reading it because I read Mercy, and I thought, okay, I read Mercy, it was good, let me read the first one in the series, because this one is number 4, and you don't have to read the books in series to know what's going on. And Praise was was way better than I thought it was going to be. It just sucked me in, and the sex scenes were really great. It was just so good. And it made me want to read most of the other books in the series. There are a couple that just give me icky topics, so I'm not going to read the rest. But Praise was really good. That's why it's number 3, because it was that good. Number 2, I have I, Medusa. Look at these stained edges. They're so pretty. So I haven't reviewed this one yet. This one's coming in my December of 2025 book reviews. But this one is just, if you haven't figured out, it's a retelling of Medusa. And it has her as an African American, and her locks become the snakes. And this book was just so good. It was so much better than I thought it was going to be. It was just, I wish there was more of her as the Gorgon as Medusa, but I really loved this book and what it represents. Like, it was just so good, and I loved how, like, I complain about, like, wish we got more of her as a monster, but I really liked that we got to understand how she became, like, the Gorgon with, snakes in her hair, and why this happened to her. And it was just so good. The ending, I think, just devastated me at the end, because I'm like, it was just, and look at those stained edges. It was just so good. It was so good. And then my favorite book of 2025 is The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. So I read this February, January, somewhere in there. And this has just been my favorite book of the year so far. I read the Pumpkin Spice book, Cafe. Last year I thought it was okay, and then my library had this one, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I didn't really like the first one, let me read the second one. And the second one was like I liked it so much, I had to go buy it. I had to go buy this one because I just loved it. It was so relatable. It reminded me of certain people in my life. It was just so good, and I loved it so much, and it's been my favorite book of 2025. Like, I keep going back to certain scenes because they were so cute, and I love Hazel and Noah together. This whole story is so cute, and I love it so much. I love this book so much. It's why it's been my favorite all year long. It's just so cute. Even though I'm not a big fan of Hallmark movies, this is like a cute little Hallmark movie. It was just so good. So those are all my books, my favorite books of 2025. Let me know down below what yours are, and I'll see you next month. Bye.